Welcome to today's episode of Simple Yet Savory. We're here in our amazing new kitchen, and to celebrate, I'm going to be doing a homemade pizza. This is one of my favorite dishes to do. I'm going to be doing a dough from scratch, 2 different kinds of pizza with this amazing spread of toppings here. So we're going to show you the whole process, how to make the dough, what tools you need to make pizza at your home yourself. So here we go, let's get started and hope you enjoy. To make your dough, really simple, all you need is 4 ingredients. First we have our pizza flour. It's a really fine grained flour, sometimes it's called 00. And then here we have active dry yeast. You actually keep this in the fridge and that's what keeps it alive. Then you use some warm water and sea salt, and you combine those 4 ingredients together and knead them out to make your dough. We'll show you that process in a minute. And then here for tools, first thing you want to get is this pizza spatula. This is really nice. It makes it really easy to get the pizza in and out of the oven. And then here, pizza shaped cutting board. And this is really like my landing pad. Pizza's done, put it on, you can cut it, you can even serve it right there on the cutting board. And then the key piece here is the pizza stone. And when you're making the pizza, you put the oven at max temperature, 550 degrees, and you let that preheat for about 30 minutes. And what the pizza stone does is it makes a nice even temperature so the pizza bakes a really nice crispy crust. We're ready to make the dough. First step is to combine your ingredients. The measurements are pretty exact, so you want to use a kitchen scale. Flour, you use 250 grams of the flour, use 5 grams of the yeast, a teaspoon of the salt, and 150 milliliters of warm water. You want to put the yeast in the warm water, mix it up, and let that sit for about 5 minutes, and then put the salt into the flour, mix that up, and once that's all ready to go, put your warm water yeast mixture right into the bowl. It's going to be pretty wet at first, but the more you work it, the more it's going to come together. Gluten's going to form. You keep adding little bits of flour to it, and that's what brings the dough together. So it's looking about right. Just find somewhere in your kitchen where you have a nice big surface to work with, clean it off, and make a pizza dough station. Start bringing it together. Just gonna knead away. That's really sticky. That's why I put this pile of some dry flour out. Just get the wet dough off your fingers. With your hands, you can feel it coming together. You can even see it there, how it's starting to form. And just keep picking up any stray little pieces here. Work it into the ball. Been kneading for about 3-5 minutes. See how everything's come together. No little scrap pieces of dough flying around anymore. So next up there, bring it together into a nice ball of dough. This is actually enough for 2 pizzas. Roll it back into a little dough ball there. So I got a plate here. Put some flour at the bottom of the plate. That's going to keep it from sticking once the dough is risen and done. And you want to give it some space because it's going to grow. Next, put a little bit of flour on top of each one. Take a rag that you rinsed with some warm water in the sink. Squeeze out any excess water. Seal at the edges there. The dough is ready to go. It's been rising for about 2 hours here. And check it out. See how much bigger that is? Always want to get a little bit of flour on your hands. I just keep a pile here. It's that same 00 pizza flour. Cover up that second one so that it stays nice and moist until we get to it. All you're really doing here is just kind of shaping it. You want to get it nice and thin, but you don't want to get any holes in it. Get some flour going. You want to have a lot of flour. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be rustic. To pinch the edges up a little bit. Marinara, Parmesan. Pizza's so fun because it's almost like painting. For the first one here, we're going to be doing a tomato, salami, red onion, garlic, pepperoncini, and finish with some parsley. Just chop this off our herb garden. Would usually use basil, but we didn't have basil, so we're just using the parsley. Rolling with it. Once again, just cook with what you got. Don't overthink it. No need to make that extra trip to the grocery store. If you got ingredients on hand, that'll work just fine. And then last touch. Here is a jar of cornmeal. And what this does is it keeps the pizza from sticking to the spatula, and it also makes it so you can get it out of that. So this is a really important step here. Kind of spread that out, and then you get your pizza, just pull it on. And yeah, if you've floured that properly, it's gonna go on smoothly like that, not stick. It's really important because if it gets stuck, it kind of falls apart. It's happened to me a ton of times. Oven's at 550 max. Check it at 8, see where it is, but don't open the oven, just turn your light on and look in the window. Now we're gonna make the second pizza here. For this one, we're gonna do a pesto with spicy sausage and arugula. Give it that 2 hours, and you're good to go. And that 2 hours goes by quick. We chilled, had a glass of wine, turned on the oven, got the ingredients together, and in no time it's ready to go. Stretch your dough out, pinch it up a little bit, pesto. Same as before, Parmesan, garlic, sprinkle that around, sausage, spread it out, just get nice even distribution there. Fresh mozzarella again, a little touch of olive oil. First pizza ready, let's check it out. There we go. See that crust. You always want to let it sit for a couple minutes before you cut into it. It lets all the ingredients come together. Now we're ready to get our second pizza in. Same as before. A little bit of cornmeal. Spread that out. We're about halfway. Stretch it on. I just want to center it, make sure the whole crust and dough is right there on your pizza stone. Again, give that about 10 minutes. In the meantime, we're going to cut this and we're going to start eating pizza. Ready to take out the second pizza? Check this out. Oh yeah, look at that. Pesto bubbling. Sausage. Just hit it with your fresh arugula. That was homemade pizza. It's really not that hard. Once you get all the tools you need, all the ingredients you need to make the dough, just give it a shot. And don't be intimidated by it. It's really fun. Once I got into it, it's a breeze. I do it all the time. Like I said, I do it for just us when we're hanging at the house. When we got friends coming over, I'll prepare the dough 2 hours in advance. And then when they come over, make it interactive, they can have fun, they can do toppings themselves. Subscribe, like, and yeah, thank you.
Pizza and sangria.
Ooh, sounds perfect.
My favorite, arugula.
Give it a shot.
This is reminiscent of the first time you made a meal for me.
Yeah.
So, yum.
First thing I cooked for her was pizza to pull out all the stops.
Crispy crust and just the right amount of pesto. It doesn't overpower the other flavors.
Really nice, thin, like Italian style dough. It's nice because it's not heavy, it doesn't overpower the ingredients. The ingredients are what shines, you're not eating a bunch of bread. And yeah, you can eat plenty of slices.
And I will.